OFC Podcast Radio.
This is me!
Welcome to OFC Podcast Radio, where every beat, every word, and every laugh is a celebration of our journey. Join Gina the Great, your joy curator, Farrah Hammond Freeman, the head honcho, and me, Queen Kaya, your soul sister. Stay tuned for a dose of melanated excellence right here on OFC Podcast Radio. But before we do anything else, we're going to bless our show and the kings and queens listening.
Blessed, melanated, rising, beautiful people. I'm so grateful to life. I'm grateful to God I created. I'm grateful to our ancestors. I'm grateful for the gods inside of each and every one of us, for being present with us, for guiding us, for bringing us this far into our life experiences, and for providing this opportunity for us to be able to be on here this morning or this afternoon or this evening, depending on when you're listening to this. And I just ask that today's show, let it be uplifting, educational, enlightening, fun, entertaining, and most importantly, let it be empowering for each and every one of our listeners out there as we send out that spirit of love, light, unity, strength, great health, wealth, and peace to each and every person. Hotep, amen, ashe, aibabu.
I promise you, every time you say unity, all I hear in my ears is unity. It's like every time, and I don't know if that's ever going to stop. I think it's just going to be something I have to deal with every single week.
That Dave Chappelle clip, actually, I just watched the DVD like last week. so R.I.P. Charlie Murphy, and the stories that he gave, life-changing. Definitely life-changing.
100%. Charlie Murphy.
Darkness is...
No, I ain't ran my feet in no couch. I ran my feet in the couch. You can buy a new one. Oh, wow.
No, trust me.
So I figured out audiobooks. I figured it out. I really have to be in a space where I'm doing nothing else to actually listen to it. So I have to treat the audiobook like I'm sitting and reading. So I don't think I can do it while driving per se. At least not long distance. Yeah, like not long distance. Call it an hour and less. I probably could. But like a drive from here to Toronto, listening to the audiobook, man's might veer off the road and like from falling asleep, and now we're on the side of the road. So I'm not gonna attempt that. Because even certain podcasts, like I'll listen to sometimes I'll listen to podcasts when I'm driving to Toronto, but I do have to switch it up because as soon as it gets a little too melodic or anything like that, like man's get tired, and I could have been well rested. It's just, I don't know. Me moving vehicles, it's an easy recipe to fall asleep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I need heightness. It's a little more melodic. It's melodic, and then I fall asleep. But my walk to work, actually, listening to the audiobooks on my walk to and from work is one of those things because I really don't have to think about what I'm doing. I can just tap into what's going on. Actually, it helps me with my walk. It doesn't feel as long, although it's not a very long walk. Don't get me wrong. It's like 25 minutes, between 20 to 30, depending on how I catch the lights and depending on if I feel like speed walking or just taking a stroll. That's where I started I could pay attention a bit more. And so again, I'm reading the
Becoming Supernatural.
Yeah, Becoming Supernatural. There we go. I have to say, yesterday when I was walking back, I just started people watching a bit and paying attention to what was going on, or just thinking like, what am I going to make for dinner? So when those intrusive thoughts come in, I'm just like, oops, okay, rewind a little bit. I kind of set a bit.
But do you have a Gaia account? Are you on Gaia?
I do have a Gaia account. I haven't been using it the way I should be, actually. But you have a recommendation?
Well, yeah, the same Supernatural, the same guy, Joe Dispenza. Just search him, and then you'll see he has the same Supernatural documentary that kind of goes with the book, but it's different. It's next level. It's visual, but it's actually, I had watched it on Gaia first, and then after Gaia, I had downloaded the book.
All right, I'm on that. I'm on it for sure. This is a PSA announcement. So at work, right? I was there. People do their dishes. We tell people with their signs like, "Your dishes. This is a shared space." Yada 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 yada. I feel like some people just don't. Either they don't know or they don't really care about the efforts that they're putting into it. But I do know that it was some of my male colleagues who were using a milk frother and they tried to clean the milk frother. And then when I looked at it, it just had like burnt dried milk on the inside. I was like, did you guys just rinse it underwater and said that's good enough?
Ew! I gotta find that soundbite.
I looked at that. I was like, I'm gonna have to talk to parents out there, because I'm not just gonna say mothers, but it kind of is mothers. Unfortunately, we have to right the wrong there, because there's a lot of cultures where the boys aren't supposed to clean, or the boys aren't supposed to wash dishes, and the boys aren't supposed to cook. Look, I don't know if that's still in the Western world. That's not gonna work out, because that's disgusting. It's disgusting. Teachers have to wash dishes. And like it brought me, like, I had all these moments, like I had all these feelings in that moment, because it brought me back to the one guy that who told me he couldn't fold clothes. I was like, what do you mean you don't know how to fold clothes? He didn't know how to fold clothes, and he just wrapped his clothes in a ball and put it down. And I was just like, what is...
Oh, no, Jesus. Now, you see, when that happens, who do you blame? Because it's like, yes, parents, guys, like, this is a foundational thing. But then at a certain point, you could Google at one thing and get on YouTube and see these cool folding techniques. Like, you need to stop it. You need to stop this.
You can, but I feel like why I'm saying it's the parents, because the parents leave the seeds of like, oh, this is not your job to do. And so like, then you expect your partner to be the one to always wash the dishes or always fold the clothes and all these different things. And I'm like, because even you don't have to tell me that you're good at folding clothes. Can you flip. Like, what are we talking about? You have to roll it in a ball. What are we talking about here? And this person was married. Well, he was divorced at that point, but like, you were married. So in my head, I'm like, your wife had to do everything in the house.
And you see what you just said there, and he's divorced. You see what I mean? Case in point. Like,
facts.
guys,
facts on facts.
No one's down for that. No one's down for anybody for anybody to have to do everything. No one's ever down for that.
I guess certain people are better at certain things, and that's great. But like partnerships. So that was that was another thing. Two other things about my week is me finding out that I might be a little neurodivergent. Apparently, watching people in the eye is like a normal thing, and I get really uncomfortable just watching people dead in their eye. I find that's very intimate. And apparently that's a sign of neurodivergence. So I'm on a spectrum according to the internet.
No. Hold on.
The internet will tell you all these
What's the
things.
Scenario again? Because you got to tell me this. I might be neurodivergent too. Come on.
Right. Well, and again, and I want to preface that this is according to the internet. I mean, according to the internet, and then they say science say, but I remember a couple of weeks back, I just said, do your research or whatever. So I'm kind of saying this for fun, but I kind of see where it is, because I can be socially awkward. I absolutely can. Like I'm an introvert in that space, but they were basically saying people who don't watch you in your eye. And I think there's levels to these bezels is what I'll say. Because yes, I do know that being unable to hold eye contact is very much a sign that you see in people who have like Asperger's and all these things. And they're normally very intelligent people, but you're just very socially awkward. But to that point, I can, but like I'm not staring at you in your eye during this whole conversation. This is weird. I need a minute. Are you trying to look into my soul? Let's just...
Oh my God. Jesus. That's a lot.
Like, everyone, don't worry. Like, if it is that you can't stare at someone in their eye for like a solid 10, 15 minutes while you're talking, that doesn't mean you're neurodivergent. And like, I've seen it, because I've seen people who are diagnosed with these different types of autism who do have a hard time having holding eye contact. But like I said, I feel like holding a gaze, and it's funny because I just had a meeting yesterday, and like when I looked up, the person was just staring dead in my face. I was just like, this is too much. This is too much.
Business, it's good to be able to make eye contact, but to your point, Gina, like, I'm not trying to make this intimate here. Like, we're gonna make eye contact. I'm gonna show you that we're serious. We'll look at each other straight in the eye a couple of times, but we're not staring each other down, gazing into each other's eyeballs this whole conversation. That is going to be weird.
That's my soul you're looking at. I need you to back. And then all of a sudden, like, the distance between us didn't feel far enough. I was have to back up my chair and everything.
Oh, that's definitely Asperger's. That's a twinge of Asperger's. That's okay though. You know, my niece, Corey, for those who don't know, my niece Corey is actually autistic. She was diagnosed autistic and a bunch of other stuff, but they're taking the labels off slowly. But for a very long time, we didn't know what stuff was the autism and what stuff was her just being bad. And so, you know, they're like, oh, she doesn't make eye contact. I'm like, what? So one time, mommy goes with my sister to the doctors, and my sister's like, to the doctor, she doesn't make eye contact. My niece looks over at my sister, gets down off the chair, goes over to the doctor, gets on his lap and looks in his face and looks him in the eyes like, yes, I do. I make eye contact with who I want to make eye contact with, mister. So to start this week, I went outside and I met my mom and Corey at the pool. Corey was being very nice until apparently at some point in time, I gave her some watermelon and then she took my container and threw it on the floor and broke it. So I'm like, hey, look a girl, what are you doing? So now she won't make eye contact. She's staring off. I'm like, hey, look at me. Why does little girl turn around and look at me, hold the gaze, and then roll her eyes like, be please. I said, you know what? Mommy, that is not autism, and I'm going to pop your granddaughter. You better get her right now, because that is not autism. That is badism. I'm going to get her. Get her. And then she comes back, Coco, sorry, Auntie. Auntie, Coco, so sorry, Auntie Kaya, not nice. Promise? I'm like, promise my ass. Get away. Get away from me. Go with your grandmama before I pop you, because I'm still mad. Go. Go. I understand, I get it, but I can tell that even people that have the isms, they know to make eye contact on when they want to or
when
not.
They need to.
It's definitely a choice. It's definitely 100%. A choice. But they just like, you're not going to get on my nerves with that.
Facts.
Uh-huh. Because I'm sure if you had a nice guy that you liked and he was, in your face, you going to hold like gays.
So it's a choice, in truth.
It's a choice.
So that and that's why you're feeling uncomfortable, Gina, because the person who's eyesing you down, you're like, yo, nigga, I do not want you eyesing me down. If it's a different coworker,
and he wasn't though, he wasn't doing it to be intimate. I can tell it was just because he wanted to be in the conversation, having this conversation. But for me, I was just like, discomfort entire. But that's okay. I'm blessed, and I'm acknowledging my soft girl era. I just feel like pampering to come. I just want to do a lot of pampering. I just want to be like I feel like that's like I can really step into it. I think I've been working towards it, but I'm just like, I don't want to be strong Black woman right now. I don't want to be, rough and tough with my Afro puffs. I don't. I just want to be, I want to be rainbows and butterfly for a minute, just let me be.
I'm surprised that you didn't say it, but I always say, I just want to be a flower and you're forcing me to be this hard stone out here. And I'm not trying to be a hard rock when I really am a gem. I'm not. I'm not an independent woman. No, I don't want to do this on my own. No, I want to be taken care of and I want it to be soft.
Yeah, but I want we could do this together. You know what I mean? And I say that I don't say
cotton ball soft. It has to be soft like cotton balls.
Oh, like cotton balls. I did.
Yo, I heard something else too. I was like, Kaya. I was like, where you going with this?
Cotton balls.
That accent needs a little bit of work. Yeah, now I see what you were doing.
I heard. Yeah. I heard like CK at the end. Yeah, I heard a CK at the end of that.
For the listeners, Kaya is saying cotton balls in an accent.
For the BDSM people, it was not what you think. Retreat.
Anyway, that was my week. That was my week. Kaya, how was your week?
Lord, so I spent my week running fades. Was a different kind of week for me. As you guys know, as a habit, I practice being polite and courteous because I know that my big old self at times can be a bit of a brute. So I practice this as a courtesy to the world. When I was a child, my grandmother used to make me practice being nice. Let's practice this. What happens when this? Okay, let me see how you answer the phone. I call the phone. Ring, ring. Hello. How do you answer the phone? Let's start there. My grandmother used to do these things with me, preparing me because she noticed that I was a little bit rough around the edges. And this week, everything in my being was tested in the ways that she tried to grow me. So all week, I've been trying to run fades. That's it. And for those of you who don't know what a fade is, it is a fight or punching somebody in the face. So I know some people would say, now, Queen Kaya, Fat Cat, are you too old for this? No. If you come for me and I didn't send for you, be prepared to catch this fade. This is just what it is. Some people are mouth warriors and word warriors, and some people go fisticuff. I'm a fisticuff kind of girl. And the fact that besides rapping, if I get hype, I stutter, I don't have an argument for you. I'm not the type of person that if we get mad at each other, that I have a bunch of bad words for you and now I'm going to start assassinating your character. If I had anything bad to say about you, I would say it to you while we were talking, while everything was good. Because I would tell you, hey, this that you're doing, I don't like, or whatever the case may be. I don't have a bunch of stuff to say about you. Mm-hmm. So I guess people would say, oh, well, I am confrontational. But it's the non-confrontational people that are not the problem. Up and around your head, pretending like there's nothing wrong, and making snide remarks and being snippet and doing little weird stuff that you can't understand where these little microaggressions are coming from, pretending that there's nothing wrong when there's really an issue. So this week, someone decided that they were going to call me a bunch of names because I voiced my opinion on a situation that was happening. And they said, well, you always have something to say. I'm like, bitch, I'm on the radio. This is what I do. I talk. So, and I'm talking very, very politely and diplomatically, but you are wrong. And behind this, they called me a bunch of names and told me that pretty much I should shut the F up and mind my business. And to that, I said, bet, you keep that energy. And when you see me, we can run this fade. And they was like, bet, and I'll lay you out. So I was like, matter of fact, what? You don't gotta wait. You don't gotta wait. I'm on my way. So,
yeah. This is a Kendrick Drake beef gone next level. Okay, go ahead.
I want to explain to you that this is the summer of Wahala, right? And I feel like I need to mention this situation because this is just how the summer had to kick off. And by example, we saw a young man from our community on Twitter who posted a fisticuff that he ended up having with a friend of his, for the friend pretty much doing some things that just were not, they were unorthodox in friendship. And so they had a friendly fisticuff, maybe not a not so friendly fisticuff, but they had a fisticuff. And this is how it's supposed to go, right? We're not taking it to the streets and getting guns no more. We're coming back to it because we know we don't want the police in our business. So we have fisticuffs, and this is what it is. So
I'm not mad at that at all, Like, and I feel either. Like, because it's like, sometimes you got to get this aggression out. Is we can't just talk about it. It is to the point, but coming to blows and then be like, okay, all right, we're over it now, and whatever be the case. That is so much better than, all right, now you've taken this person's son, you've taken this person's dad, you've killed this person. Like that's whack. Like, that's gone too far. Like, you guys could have just fought about it, if anything. Sorry, Kaya, I'm with you. I'm just in the story. Go.
Yes, yeah, I appreciate your 2 cents because this is what it is. It's supposed to be a fisticuff over going to get something man-made, a knife or whatever. First of all, get your hand-to-hand combat together, right? So y'all don't got to be punks running in the house with a knife or a gun when it's time to throw fists, right? But you can't just be out there saying stuff to people that you think people, they just gonna eat these words because, well, they not one for arguing. So I'm gonna cuss them out and get away with it and think that nobody is not. No, this is what happens. This is what put the dye in the water. So now we coming back to it, and I'm all for it. This is what it is. So this might be the summer of the fisticuff. So I might be holding, I might be getting a little ring and holding fisticuffs for people who got little issues that they want to resolve. Instead of going and getting the guns, y'all can come. You can it's $500 a head. You can come and get in the ring, and it'll be monitored. I'll have security, and y'all can have a legal fisticuff to get whatever issues that you have out.
Yo, Kaya, I love this idea. You're creating Fight Club Montreal. Woo! Fight Club, one of my favorite movies.
Right about now, this is what it looked like, because it appears that the internet has made people very comfortable with talking junk, but they cannot finish it. So I get it. So I get in the Uber and I head around the corner. For those of y'all who want to hear the rest of this story. So I get in the Uber and get them to take me to the address, right? And I go and I lay on the doorbell, ding-a, what's popping, right? So they send somebody outside to tell me they not coming outside.
What? Oh my God! This is where we're at. We're back in these days.
Not just that. They call somebody else now, and that person calls me and says, "Yeah, I don't think you want this problem. You need to leave from there now." I'm like, because if I come around there, I'm like, bet, you come too. You're invited too. You can come and catch this fade too. As a matter of fact, I'm making a Facebook post right now. Anyone who is trying to catch fade today can come and catch a fade. I'm in the park all day. I got my big container of watermelon. I got a 4-liter of water, frozen water. I went and sat out, put my sneakers on, my t-shirt and my shorts. Because I'm like, I'm really about that life in real life. So let's run these fades, and whatever aggressions, microaggressions y'all want to get out, y'all can get out. But apparently people just want to be keyboard warriors and mouth murderers. So I get it, right? But Now,
Yo,
sad story
I have to
is,
say there needs to be more consequences to action like you are laying down. I think that is what's going to help to curb where society is going right now, because we're not going into a nice place. We're going into
I'm
a weird
about to
place as a
restore.
society.
Yeah, I'm about to
Yeah,
restore the balance
yeah.
among, because you know what? This is what needs to happen. There's too many mouth warriors, keyboard warriors, mouth murderers out there that ain't
Mm.
And people gonna say, "Oh, you too old for that." No, I'm not. No, I'm not. The problem is that people stopped doing those things and became so scared of their own shadow that now all they think about is going to get is a weapon, and that's the problem. That's the
Facts.
problem. So I want to
Yeah.
restore
Or they're involving the police. They're involving the police and messing it up for everybody. Because then the police are coming and
Yeah.
killing half the people who are there.
Starting trouble with people and then calling the police. That is wild. That is wild
Yep.
to me. So
Yep.
for my week, I just want to say, don't write checks that your ass can't cash. Don't write them. Don't write them, because I'm a check casher. That's what I do. So
I love it. I love
don't
it.
write them if you can't cash them. And they thought that the girl been asleep, right? Because since I've been home from prison, I've been so quiet. I have not put my hands on anybody. I'm like, yo, I feel sorry whoever get whatever that I had stored up all this time. It would be crazy for anybody to get this just one person. So I'm like, hey, call your friend. Y'all want to share? Y'all want to share this page? But on that note, I digress. Just don't sign any checks that your ass can't cash. That's it. That's my week in a nutshell. How about you?
So my week, one, it was a rough week. I have to say, we are half the year, guys. You realize this? Like half the year done. Six more months. Like, can you guys believe half the year is done? Like,
yeah.
This past week, so first it was like marathon week, and it was I don't like times like this where I have to be really physically engaged as well as still handling all the administrative day-to-days. I feel like it gives me some real, I try not to be stressed, right? I try not to be stressed, but I feel like it makes me stress. It stresses me out because I feel like I'm just doing so many things at the same time. And I'm used to having a lot of things on my plate at the same time. But I do a pretty good job of balancing it and balancing like what I have to do. But let's when I don't have a choice and I have to be on the road and I have to go and do physical things to get different things done. And then but I still have to have these meetings because I can't delay the whole process because I manage a lot of different things. So people are waiting for me to move things forward. So and I don't like that feeling because people are just kind of sitting on their hands until, I'm like, okay, check, move on. So I'm doing this whole daggone thing. And last night, right before I closed my eyes to go into next level, my spirit gives me this peace. And it reminds me that everything is perspective. And I'm like, word, everything is perspective. And I go to sleep, deep, high sleep. And I wake up this morning feeling so next level because I was like, you know what, G, you're going about this all wrong. It's almost like I'm doing things and it's like the way I could describe it is like holding my breath, trying to get everything done instead of just relaxing, breathing through the process, and be like, okay, this is what it is. All right, I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna get it done in the easiest and the best way. Put out the energy, put out the expectations. Whatever I get done today is what is meant to be today. And moving with that energy and expecting the best results out of every single thing I'm doing, but minus the anxiety, minus the pressure, minus the holding my breath. That gave me a peace. And we're now in the process where we're just getting ready to wrap up finance season in the OFC. This is the last month of finance season. And we launched an initiative where we put $100 into the community. All right. And what I mean by that is basically I spent $50 with two different businesses. And the name of this game is Circulating Money, right? It's the OFC Money Circulation Initiative. Very straightforward. And the thing is, we have this myth in the community. Well, not a myth. It's actually, I guess it's somewhat factual. The dollar doesn't circulate enough in our community, just to bring it down to the bare facts, right? It circulates a lot more in other communities. So what we're doing now is to debunk that is we're being very intentional. So now sort of where I spent the money, we tag them in the group. All right, I just spent the money with you, tag, you're it. Now they have to find somebody else in the community, spend that $50 with them as well, tag them, bam, they're it. And that's what this initiative is about. And it's just to get into that habit of circulating the money amongst ourselves as members of the community. So we launched that initiative and that's going good. I'm super excited about that. And anybody who's hearing this and likes the idea and likes the concept and wants to participate, definitely get in contact with the OFC. Call us, 514-651-4545, or hit us up on WhatsApp, which is always the best, and we'll connect and make that thing work. As we're transitioning into the next phase, which is relationships, I'm realizing, guys, like I did a short little live about this today. Oh, and again, guys, I'm not trying to get back into doing these lives on Facebook. Maybe I'll get into Instagram one day, but who knows? But anyways, I don't know. Now, you guys aren't parents, but you guys are aunties. Are you guys concerned at all about like what's happening with the youth when it comes to technology? Like their addiction to it, their reliance on it? Okay.
Absolutely.
Concerned for ourselves. Servers as adults, let alone those who just grew into it through and throughout.
We had this conversation last week, and it gave some people within the collective like goosebumps and stuff like that, because if we just take stock and take a step back, one, again, because we didn't grow up with this, like, so we don't know what's really even how to navigate this, right? So we're learning as we're going through, and like you just said, we're kind of victims of it too. We're getting licks left, right, and center, but we're going to transcend, depending, some of us might live to 150, 200, I don't know. But the point is, we're going to transcend before our babies. And if the system continues the way it is, and we continue almost, sorry to say, like ignorant, like we're doing, they're going to lock our children into digital cells. Like they're doing a good job right now of getting our kids really dependent on these systems, on these platforms. And unfortunately, because of our not knowing, I kind of compare it to like back in the day when people, like teachers, used to smoke cigarettes in classrooms. Without us knowing, we're putting like technology into babies' hands, like 2-year-olds are on iPods and stuff like that, where it's a critical time in their development as a species.
We are going into a new era. We are the same way how like generations before us probably think that we're on every generation thinks that the next generation is doing too much and or too little. I just think it's our responsibility for us to balance, because we need technology. You know what I mean? We do need.
But you see, like I like where I'm saying they're, and I don't know a better term, but they're being slowed down. If I can't say they're being like retarded, they are being slowed down, because yes, they might be quick with the technology, but there's something to be said about the amount of anxiety our youth have, their lack of communication skills, things. These are vital things that you need to function as a human being outside of being able to do good in business or doing good in school, because tech. Like when you have no creativity and no imagination, when you have no patience because you've been taught like everything takes 2 seconds and you can't interact with other individuals, that's actually a problem. And then when you're more comfortable behind your screen, the next logical thing for you is to say, you know what, can I just jump into a virtual reality, put on these goggles and live in this virtual world? Now, when that happens, we've lost a generation. Like they're saying there's babies now coming up. There's kids coming up in school who can't hold pencils because they have no strength in their hands. They have you understand? Like these are fundamental things that is like, what are you saying? And it's like, if we don't start taking stock of it, like, and looking at it differently, and I'm sorry to put it like this, but it's almost like a generation's under attack and we're not aware. We're like clueless to it, but like, cause we're casualties. Like we're getting slaughtered, right? True. But they're really attacking the youth. Right. And it's like, if we don't take stock as parents and concerned, not just parents, but concerned adults, concerned aunties, uncles, godparents, basically, it ain't gonna go good. It's not gonna go good. We're gonna look down the line and be like, shoot, I shoulda, coulda, I wish I did. So anyway, so all that to say, one of the things that we're going to be launching within the relationship season within the OFC is these like town halls, is these roundtables, is these community discussions. For lack of a better term, just call them like think tanks, where as concerned adults and even youth who want to chime in and want to give things from their perspective, we're going to start having these conversations within the OFC community, because no one is having them. No one is having them, and it is an issue. And it's something that, if we're going to be genuine about establishing a solid foundation for our future generation, this is super important, because you can't establish a foundation for a generation that does not exist anymore, because they've been destroyed and they're plugged into these systems. This has been this kind of week. I've been plugged into all kind of different things, but this is one of the things that has me stretched, is because as we're actively working on things that's happening right now, like we constantly still have to be building and laying the tracks for what is to come. So that's why in that kind of thing, it has me completely stretched out. But all in all, it still has been a pretty awesome week. We like, shout out to my mom. Like I said, it was her birthday last week. So shout out to her. Shout out to all the Geminis out there. Mad love to all you guys. and both, I guess you're both sides. So guys, we're transitioning. We're going into Parlay with the People. It's going to be another hot one for you guys. You guys already know what it is. Stay tuned. It's about to turn up.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people, y'all.
All right, beautiful people. So we are back. So like I had mentioned at the top of the show, we have an exciting guest with us today. We have the one and only Gemma Raeburn-Baynes. She is the founder and creator of Playmas Montreal, the Cultural Island Festival. As you already know, she is one of the original founders of the Montreal Carnival, the Caribbean Carnival here in the city. Right next to West Canada, I say she is one of our cultural ambassadors. Would you say that, Sister Gemma?
Yes, I would.
Thank you. So Gemma, thank you for being a guest with us today on OFC Podcast Radio and for blessing Parlay with the People. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
The season has changed. The weather is nice. It's like I'm looking forward to these days now. The sun is staying up a lot longer. It's an exciting time. And for everybody knows, Montreal is a space of festivals. It's a space of events. It's a space for culture. So, and I'm happy to be associated with you. I'm proud to have you as a member of the OFC community. And just, again, I'm honored to have you on with us today. And I thank you for what you have been doing in terms of just keeping culture alive, for creating spaces for the next generation, and just for being an advocate for, quality cultural events. So thank you so much, Sister Gemma, for what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you.
For those who are hearing all these accolades, I'd like to give a moment just to have you just introduce yourself to our listeners. For those who might not know, who might be tuning in for the first time, if you want to just take a moment, let people know who you are.
Well, my name is Gemma Raeburn-Baynes. I'm originally from Grenada, was born in Grenada, came to Canada. It's about 60 years ago to Montreal. I was only 12 years old. I remember I was 12, but I was still holding on to my mom's skirt tail. I was so nervous coming into Canada. And we came on June 24th, a special day. There was no Saint Jean-Baptiste Day, but at that time, but now they have a day in memory of the day I landed in Canada. So June 24th, I can't forget it. Yeah, June 24th, 1964. Yeah. And my dad was supposed to join us, but he sent us ahead. And then 5 months later, he had a heart attack in Grenada and died. So we had to go. We were only here 5 months, went back, and my mom buried him. We buried him, and then we came back here and made Canada our home. So
and you just shared it, and I've known you for some time, but I never knew that. Yeah, thank you for sharing it.
Yes. So I attended Darcy McGee High School, and that's where I started to get my community activism. I got involved in the choir in the school because I used to sing. Another thing I'm sure you don't know about me, I have opera training. I used to sing. No. My mom played the organ at St. Francis Church in Park X, and I was the soloist. So I sang for weddings and funerals, and I started the children's choir there. I was like 15, and I started the children's choir, and then I started the adults choir and ran those two choirs for like 25 years. As long as my mom played the organ at St. Francis Church for 25 years.
No, you see, I have to bring attention to the fact that, first of all, as a team, you launched these things and you supported them and you carried them through. And it's something to be said because it's something to be said about leadership. It's something to be said about taking initiative and getting things done and seeing it through to the end. Right? It's something, it's not always easy, but it's well worth it. And again, I give you kudos, but I think it really does just speak to your character as an individual. From the years I've known you, the years I've worked with you, it just, what they say is like, you're born so. This is how you are. Exactly. You are a person as a youth till now, like your example in terms of your professionalism, how you run things, the fact that you take initiatives and create things too is huge as well. So sorry, I'll digress. I'll let you continue because there's a lot that you've done and you've created for the community. So it's important to bring attention to those things.
Well, thank you. But I should mention also when I was in Grenada at 9 years old, I took all the kids that lived in my little village in Wester Halls and David in Grenada. And a lot of them didn't go to school and, they were really poor. And I took all the kids every summer. When I finished my school, I went to St. Joseph's Convent in Grenada. And I would gather all the kids in my house and teach them. I had summer school and taught them what I learned. I was 9. And then,
wow.
Yeah, and my mom would make nice dresses for the little girls and nice little short pants and shirt for the boys. And at the end, we would invite their parents over and they would parade up and down in these beautiful clothes. I never knew it was a fashion show I was doing, but it was a fashion show. So that's how I started. I was 9. This is basically how I started, I guess I was born this way from the time that I started my activism in my little village in Grenada. And then I moved on to come into Canada at such a young age and continuing. And I guess when I went to school, there weren't many Black kids in the school. I think there were 2 of us. And I was just a busybody getting involved with the singing, and there were nuns, and I left the convent, so there were nuns. So I was really used to being around the nuns. They encouraged me, and this is how it started. And then with the choir, I would take them to the old folks' home during Christmas time. We would put on Christmas concerts and stuff like that. So I've been doing things, I guess, since I was a very little girl. And I always say, I have a story that when I was born, my mom had 10 births, but 8 miscarriages.
Oh, wow.
My sister was number 6 and she lived.
Okay.
7 and 8 died, and I'm number 9. And I lived, and number 10 died.
Wow.
So out of the 10, she was able to save 6 and 9. So I always say 69 is my number.
No, but wow, Gemma, you are just like, and again, I'm a spiritualist, so I don't believe in flukes or coincidences. It's not just by chance that you are here.
And that's really how I feel. If God, out of those 10 kids, that 8 died and 2 lived, and I'm number 9. I mean, if she didn't continue, I wouldn't be here. So exactly. I said, I am here for a reason and for a purpose.
Wow.
And this is what drives me. Every time I get tired or I feel down or I get despondent, I say, you know what? I'm here for a reason. I was born for a reason. And my passion is helping people. And that's what I've been doing from the time I came for 60 years.
If we could take a moment just to talk a little bit about the GemStar and the inspiration behind that. Well, one, if you can just share with the community a little bit about what is GemStar, like what was the inspiration and what you're doing and how we could help.
Well, when I turned 70, I said, well, this is going to be my 70s project. I don't know how long, again, I'm going to live. I have my health issues. I have a defibrillator in my heart. Nobody would believe that. But anyways, it's true. And I said, I want to leave a legacy. I've done a lot. I've helped kids from Grenada, little kids. And now I'm here. I'm taking those kids in high school who are doing really well. They're on the honor roll. They're exceptional high achievers, and trying to motivate them to continue so that they could change our community, that we can have good leaders in our community. It's a mentorship program and a scholarship program. I've worked for Bank of Montreal for 35 years. Okay. So I went back to Bank of Montreal and I said, listen, this is what I would like to do for the community, I need your support. And the bank was very, very agreeable because they said, you took care of us for 35 years. Now it's our turn to take care of you.
Nice.
So, and they came on board as my sponsors to give the scholarship for the kids. We started off with 4 students. And now we have expanded to graduating on Friday, 16 students, a total of $18,000 that we're giving to this.
Nice.
Yeah, we have 10 scholarships at $1,500 each, and
Wow.
6 bursaries at $500 each. So we have
Wow.
Bank of Montreal as a big sponsor. Group Transit also came on board with me, and they're great supporters of what we're doing. And
Amazing.
then we have Frank Bayles, who's my cousin by marriage.
Nice.
And yes, and his mom was very close to me. She was like my Auntie Gloria. And so the Gloria Bayles Foundation is also giving some scholarships.
Nice.
Yeah. And Vera Aston, she hired me at the Bank of Montreal 40 years ago, as I've been retired for a few years. So she has come on board as one of the big sponsors for the scholarship fund, and another friend of mine. And we're just getting, people are starting to give, even if it's $500, whatever. So, you know, that we're building the scholarship fund so that we can continue to do this. We went from 4 students to now 16 students. Next year, I would like to do 20 students. But I could only do that with the support of the community and the continued support of all the people who support us right now. This is really helping the Black kids in our community. We've got them coming from different schools. They have to be in grade 11 and they have to be on the honor roll to be part of the program. Because, you know, there's a lot of programs for kids who are not doing well, but there's no programs for our Black kids who are doing well. And if we don't support them, they can fall through the cracks because they have the same challenges as other kids.
That's very true.
So, you know, here you have oh my God, they're so gorgeous, these kids. So smart. I love to listen to them. And I don't know, they keep me young because they're all 16 and 17 years old. And, you know, we just... It's just like I'm teaching my little 4 and 5 year olds in Grenada.
No, I love that. So this is definitely a call out to everybody in the community, and I want to put myself on the block, so to speak. One, in terms of a sponsor and a mentor. All right. So when the opportunity does come across again, obviously, you know, I'm super busy, but this is something that's really near and dear to my heart. So as the listeners are hearing it, you could reference this show, Gemma. I said that I'm coming on as a sponsor and I'm going to come on as a mentor. Okay,
fantastic.
All right. So please, definitely, like, we will make it a point to make it happen. But it's something that it's my pleasure to support and encourage this. So that, and again, I'm putting a call out to all the members in the community who are hearing this. If you have any kind of means to support and encourage, or even if you know other youth that should be considered, maybe even to start to send them to be able to connect. That is huge. So now that's one of the things that you started. And not even the main point of why we're here today. So actually, yes, listeners, we're actually here to talk about something else completely. That was just our lead up.
I know, we have to come back because we have lots of stuff happening, and
no, definitely.
I really appreciate this.
But I have to say though, like for the event that's coming up in July, the festival, because you guys are doing something that, from what I know, it hasn't been done before, where the Prime Minister is coming to Montreal.
Exactly.
Right. So if we could take just a little bit just to talk about the festival and what that really means to have the Prime Minister of Grenada coming into our fair city here.
Well, we're very excited about it. First of all, he's new. He came on board as our new Prime Minister in 2022. So he's only been there for 2 years, June 2022. And the other Prime Minister before him, the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, he came to our festival in 2019. And he really, really loved it. He loved what we were doing. This was started actually by Leonard Warwood Jr., the late Leonard Warwood Jr. He was our honorary consul for Grenada, and he wanted to do something to expose and showcase the culture of Grenada. So he came to me and asked if I would be interested. Of course, I said yes. I'm a Grenadian. And, you know, he came to a few people and said that he wanted to do it. We all got together, had a meeting, and then we went to register the name. And we ended up registering Spice Island Cultural Festival because Spice Island takes in the 3 islands. Grenada is the big island where the Prime Minister sits, but then we have Carriacou and Petite Martinique, which is in the Grenadines, but they belong to Grenada. And sometimes we forget when we say Grenada, but we have Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. And those are known as the Spice Island because we're the second producer of the world nutmeg and other spices in the world.
You're teaching me, Auntie Gemma. I'm telling you, you just taught me something I was not aware of. Forgive my ignorance. I definitely
Okay.
I only talked Grenada. Okay. I didn't even know all the I guess brother sister islands that are associated to it. So that is good. This is what we're here to learn.
We started doing it in 2017, organizing it, and our first festival was 2018. We did the festival in July, and 3 months later, he was gone.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But he saw he saw what he wanted to see happen. He saw it, and he passed away. And then we said, listen, in his legacy and memory, we are going to continue. And we did 2018, we did 2019, and then of course 2020 we couldn't, but we did it virtually. 2020 and 2021 we did a virtual Spice Island Festival, and we had over 140,000 people who watched our thing worldwide. Yes.
That is amazing.
It was amazing. We really got the word out there. And every year now, we've had like 7,000 people in the park for Spice Island Festival. People are starting to know it. People are coming from Toronto, from New York, from Ottawa, all over the surrounding areas, coming to enjoy the culture. And this year is a special year. It's the 50th anniversary of Grenada's independence. I was there in Grenada for that in February, and I got to have a meeting with the Prime Minister.
Okay.
And I told him that we would like to bring him to Montreal for him to come and see what we do. He said, oh, are there Grenadians living in Quebec? I said, there's a lot of Grenadians living in Quebec and a lot of Caribbean people. So you've been to Toronto 2-3 times. You've never been to Montreal. So we'd like you to come and let's see our Quebec French hospitality. And so he agreed. And he said, okay, I'll let you know in April. That was February. And in April, they called me and they said the Prime Minister was very impressed with you, so he's coming. And he's coming. Oh my God. So I'm really excited that he's coming. He's a young guy. He's only 46 years old. And he's new. He's a lawyer. And he's really looking forward to meeting the community here in Montreal. We are going to try to take him around. I also want him to meet some business people here while he's here. And it's really exciting to have the Prime Minister come. It really gives our festival significance, you know.
See, this is an opportunity I would like for the community to come out and show and prove, so to speak. Let the Prime Minister see that there's a thriving, supportive community here. Let him go back home talking about the beauty that he's seen, the experiences, the exchanges that he had. Take advantage of this opportunity to be present. And it's like, for those who are here and who might not have had a chance to go back to Grenada in however amount of time, just because of whatever reason, it could be finances, it could just be life is happening, it's just hard. Take the opportunity to come out and be present and to connect with your Prime Minister. Let them know that, let people know you are here. Now is an opportunity for you all to be able to connect and just get together. So this is an exciting opportunity. And so now it's from July 11th to July 14th.
Yeah, July 11th to the 14th. The Thursday, we sort of have like an open house so that if in case you want to become a Grenadian, get a piece of land, buy a beautiful home. We have Century 21 Grenada coming.
Oh, wow.
We got the insurance company, Netherlands Insurance coming. The bank is coming. And a lawyer is coming. So we've got a panel of 4 people that you can walk out there and say, okay, I want to buy this piece of land. Here's my deposit, or I'll send you a deposit, or the bank is there to help you. Republic Bank is coming. So
That is
that's on the
huge.
Thursday. It's huge and it's free. And there's a cocktail. Republic Bank is picking up, Republic Bank and Century 21, they're picking up the tab for the food. So it's free for everybody. So you have to have a ticket, or it's on Eventbrite. You just go on eventbrite.com and you type in Slice of Grenada or the festival, Spice Island Festival, and you get the ticket. It's free. You don't have to pay. And
Wow.
that's
No, but
Thursday
Gemma,
night
you don't
from
understand, like,
7.
this opportunity that you're creating here, because again, for people who are looking to diversify their investments or expand on their investment portfolios, being able to invest in the Caribbean is huge. And just being able to participate in a workshop where you have the key players that would help you to be able to invest here, where you can actually ask questions, find out what's possible, what's available. It might even be a good opportunity for you and a couple of friends to get together and say, you know what, let's pull some capital together and invest together and purchase a property in Grenada. So then, now when it's time to go on vacation, we no longer have to pay for a hotel. We could stay in our own house, and when we're not there, we can rent it out.
You could rent it
and generate some revenue.
exactly. So this is on Thursday, the 11th. It's called Get a Slice of Grenada. And as I told you, we have a great panel that's coming. They're all coming from Grenada. So you can, they're doing a very nice workshop. So I think, Pharaoh, you have to be there. You've got to come and see Grenada.
I have to be there. And I feel, again, this, as everybody knows, this is finance season within the OFC. This is why it all makes sense. But it is something that not just myself, I do want to connect with the other investment group. Like within the OFC, we have a real estate collective and we have an investment collective. So it is something that I'm going to strongly encourage. We'll make it a point when we're done to ensure that all of them have the links to be able to register to participate, especially with the price point being $3.99. It's free, everybody.
$3.99. It is free. It's free. So we want people to come and invest in our little island, beautiful beaches, very safe island, I should add.
Okay, good.
And then there's Friday, the next day.
That's it. Now let's talk about the Friday.
The Friday, it's called Spice, Sizzle, and Sip. And that is the exclusive event with the Prime Minister. So if you want to get up close and personal with him, it's a barbecue. I call it a barbecue gala evening. So it starts at 7 p.m. It's $125 a ticket. It's food and cocktails included. And there's also the Honorable Dr. Jean Augustine. She will be there and will be showing her film, which was partly filmed in Grenada. So you'll really get a chance to see how Jean came from little Grenada to being the first Black woman in Canadian politics.
Wow.
Yeah, she
Jean,
came
from... So the same day, Jean is here as well as the Prime Minister?
Yeah, you get a twofer.
That is a 125. I have to say, and again,
I know
this is another Black Excellence event. To be able to connect with the Prime Minister, to be able to connect with Dr. Jean, this is a huge up. And then you have the Saturday and Sunday. Now, if you could explain.
The Saturday, yes. The Saturday, the 13th and the 14th, we're at Vinette Park. Again, it's free. It's the celebration of the 50th anniversary. So our theme is celebrating the big 50. So the Prime Minister is going to be there. We're bringing 3 entertainers from Grenada. I don't know if you know Vaughn. He is a young guy. He's internationally known. He has some really good, I think I heard he mashed up Trinidad the other day. What?
Okay, well, in that case, I have to make it a point. But after our interview, I'll make it a point to at least plug in one of his songs for people who might not know.
And he's coming with Randy Isaac and Squeezy. We've got about 100 different people participating in this whole festival. We have Westcan and we have Jab Jab Band, and oh my God, it's gonna be like amazing. And we're gonna have some short knees coming from Toronto even.
Nice.
Let me just tell you quickly about Culture in the Park on the Sunday. which
course.
is written by Ricardo Keynes Douglas. So it'll be a concert that will start at 3:00. And he's writing the whole, it's going to be narrated. It's going to be just wonderful. You learn a lot about the culture. That's on Sunday. And of course, we've got food, lots of food, vendors, arts and craft vendors. We have face painting and bouncies for the kids. And it's going to be just wonderful. So I hope everybody come. We have a website, spiceislandculturalfestival.com. This phone number is going to be there on the website that people can call, or they can send us an email, also Facebook page, Instagram. So there's a lot of ways to contact us and to get involved. And we hope to see everybody there.
If you want to just let people know quickly what we have coming up actually this week.
On Saturday morning we're throwing a real Grenadian breakfast party. It's at the St. Philip Church Hall. That's on Sherbrooke Street near Connaught Street. It starts at 10:00 in the morning till 1:00 in the afternoon. There'll be food, there'll be music, and lots of real Grenadian food. We got buljol and smoke herring and all kinds of stuff. Bakes, fry bakes, big bakes, all bakes of all description. It's going to be a real Grenadian breakfast. So, and it's like a pre-Father's Day. So bring out the family, bring the dads, and let's have a great time to celebrate Grenada. So we're starting now. We're still in the 50th anniversary. The Prime Minister said we should celebrate for the year. So this is what we're doing. I don't know if we mentioned the park is Vinette Park in Little Burgundy. So that's the 13th and 14th of July.
So again, I am here for all of it. I am a huge fan, a huge supporter of what you're doing. As a community, I find we missed the mark in terms of acknowledging our people while they're here. We always want to talk about, what was great after the fact, but I'm a big believer in giving people flowers while they're still here to smell them. So that's why I definitely want to make sure that you know that, yes, I'm giving you your flowers. It's well deserved. So,
thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
No problem at all. So now, as we like to close out our interviews, I always like to give our guests an opportunity to leave our listeners with some empowering words.
Some empowering words. Well, my motto, which I stole from Nike, is just do it. You have an idea, you do it. You surround yourself with positive people who will encourage you, and you go forth and you do it. So I always live by that, stand by that motto. Just do it.
I like it.
Surround yourself with positive people and just go for it.
In the words of you and in the words of Nike, definitely they should just do it.
Exactly. Yes.
This has been awesome. Don't be a stranger. Anytime. If you need to come on the show once a month, just let people know. Feel no way. Let a brother know.
Okay. I may take you up on that.
Gemma, you're more than welcome. We appreciate you for what you're doing within the community. Thank you again for blessing us on Parley with the People.
Thank you so much, Pharaoh. Thank you. So we'll see you all in July.
Just take a quick positive cause just to shout out our homegirls, Kemba and Andrea from Keene Real Estate Group. Whenever you're thinking real estate, whenever you're thinking investments, whenever you're thinking about planning for the long term, think Keene Real Estate Group. They're generating wealth for generations. KeeneGroup.ca. If your goal is to purchase a car and to make the process as simple as possible, just get a car broker, guys. You just get a car broker. Big shout out to our homeboy, Hamsdale Jacques, the owner of hjcourtierauto.com. That's HJCOURTIERAUTO.com. If you're a small to medium-sized business and you're getting started and you're ready to go to that next level, what do you need? You need a phone line and you need a website. Think Mainstream Digicom. They got all your telecommunication needs checked. MainstreamDigicom.com. You're trying to get out on the web. You're trying to understand how to navigate through ads. Check out Java Logics for all your marketing, your digital marketing. Where would we be without Preston? I don't even know. check out Java Logics. I give thanks to Preston for what he's done for the OFC. The amount of positive reviews we've gotten from all his referrals, we're proud to stand behind his work. Check out javalogics.com. No, it's not just because he's my brother. It's because you can't talk hip-hop in Montreal without saying M-City Solo. Guys, check out his latest project, In My Fields, available on mcitysolo.com. If it's not one of the hardest new EPs to hit Montreal, come and let me know. You already know. It's your boy, Pharaoh, bigging up, mcitysolo.com. Keeping the culture alive. I gotta give thanks to West Can Folk Performing Company. For the last 40 years plus, they've been promoting our culture through song, drum, and dance, educating youth, the children, the seniors. Just check them out, westcanfolk.com.
Girl, what are you cooking?
My curry chicken.
Ooh, you're burning it.
Oh, gosh, it looks so...
It's okay, girl. You need the Curry House. They have the best Caribbean food in town. 2 locations in Montreal, West Island and Côte-Neige. For more information, follow Caribbean Curry House, MTL. Don't forget to mention the Empower Hour for your 10% discount.
So, who placed in the order?
Me.
DeVito, WizKid, Burna Boy. Those are just some of the big names that's blessed Montreal thanks to Afrobeats Montreal. Definitely check out Afrobeats MTL for all concerts, show listings, everything that has to do with Afrobeats in the city. Check out Afrobeats MTL. One full circle. We are the Melanated Community Resource Hub and Network. What does that mean? We're here for each other.
This is Queen Kaya, and welcome to Kaya's Jambalaya. Come in, take a seat. Let me cook.
What is going on in the industry? What is really going on? They got rappers forming Soul Train lines, and they said Eminem is coming out with a new album. Somebody stop me. First of all, we like Slim Shady. Let's just start there. We like Slim Shady, and we don't understand why Marshall keeps bringing his behind to the front trying to rap. I'm just going to say it for the hip hop community because it's a terrible thing to say, so I'll say it so you all don't. But we like Shady before Rehab. Whatever clone they sent out after he did Rehab to rap was doo-doo. He raps for the Toilet Bowl League. He is not hibbity.
Damn!
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Damn.
We got to talk about these things. Marshall Mathers is not the rapper. We want Slim Shady. We want burn down the house next to your mother's and park one car in a big truck in a 2-car garage. We want that guy. Burn your house up. One set of matches. That's all I need. Punch my mom. Get rid of my baby mama. Like, we're missing. And where is Slim Shady? Because this guy that they brought out is a whole suck and is crying. He had an angel fly down his face, a naked angel in the awards, and put his bum on his face. It was just too much. And it goes back to his song, My Bum Is On Your Lips. My bum is on your lips.
Yeah, I never thought of it like that. And Hollywood is everything is calculated. Eh? There was no flukes or coincidences in that Lemmy.
Yeah, that was his humiliation ritual.
Right.
Or some stuff that happened with him back in the days. Like, yeah, he went against the Illuminati, and that was his way to get back. But they also made him go to rehab, where he put himself in rehab. That was one of his prerequisites to getting back on again. And he just came out super triggity trash. And it's just like, lay it down. Anyways, apparently he's coming out with a new song called Houdini. And he has made reference earlier in the year saying something like, I wonder if I asked Meg Thee Stallion to be on a song, would I get a feature? Nobody cares. That's the truth. No one is listening to Megan, and no one is listening to you either, Eminem. I'm sorry. This is just what it is. I'm so sorry, but it's a wrap. But I digress. Let's get into the news. So let's go into Kanye. Now, Charlamagne says nobody cares about Kanye rapping anymore. Listen, it's sad. It's very sad to say, but nobody cares. That's the truth. I think right now we're more interested in Kanye West's wife's outfit. Okay, so Bianca Censori and Kanye West are in Italy. Now, She was coming out in pajamas. She was coming out half naked, shirts with her boobs out, just no shirt. They have definitely been pushing all the envelopes. But this last outfit takes the cake. Why does she have on a unitard and a pillow? And to make the outfit work, she then takes the pillow and lays it on Kanye's chest and lays down on his chest on the pillow. Jesus be a seamstress. Jesus be a seamstress. What is happening that Kanye is humiliating this woman that he married every single day with these horrible dreckitude outfits? He can't love her. He dresses her. He's the only one who's allowed to dress her.
That was the same thing with him and Kim, though. That's what they said. Like, he used to be Kim's stylist while they were married as well. Like, you gotta go with the Kanye wear.
This pillow is actually for sale because I'm telling you, it's a part of their outfit and it's like a mutual outfit. It's weird. This is something that's real. So no one cares if Kanye is rapping right now. That's the truth. No one cares. We want to see what he's going to put on his pretty little wife next. That's the truth.
There's more money in fashion than there is in rapping. So like Rihanna, and because I had the whole debate too, was just like, oh, is Rihanna coming out with an album? I was just like, y'all stop holding your breath, because realistically speaking, even if you have the love of music and all that, you can make music and not release it and just do what you got to do. Because to make money off of music, it means you have to tour, you got to do all these things around the world. You got to, because the money's not coming from the music alone. So why do that when she's making money while she closes her eyes in her bed, raising her children? You don't have to love the world that much. Like, if she loves you enough, go buy her Fenty. She's not coming out with more music, guys. And Kanye, unless he's going on a rant, I don't see him coming out with more music either. It's not what he's doing.
Well, let's touch on that. You know, I always say, you see when women in the industry are finagling around the new Illuminati settings. Rihanna was like, y'all can't do me no more. I'm not getting passed around like that no more. I'm about to get me a husband and a baby, and all bets are going to be off. There's no more white parties for me. There's no more passing me around. That's the end of that. And I'm going to keep having babies, and I'm going to be so happy doing that because, you know, as long as you are pregnant and having babies, the Illuminati kind of gives you your little bly. Because in their mind, they think that soon they may have someone else to use or manipulate or use to manipulate the masses. So while you're having a baby, it's kind of like sacred, and they allow you to just be that. However, Rihanna is like pulling one of those Roxanne Shantays on them. She got a contract that keeps her getting paid whether she drops music or not, right? So she's super, super blessed when it comes to that. That's the truth. But we got to talk about this. There's a lot of celebrities whose children are coming into the industry right now. And I think we may got one and they might have a problem. She is pretty. She's a bit of a character. She got a little swag to her, but y'all, and she freestyles. Method Man's daughter, her name is Che, and she drops her freestyle on Sway in the Morning, and it's actually super tight. Now, we know that her father wasn't the greatest lyricist, but he was a character, and that's what we really loved about Method Man. So his daughter just dropped something, and I hope that the people go and listen and, you know, give her a little bit of play because the girl is actually hot, and I love that. On this last note, I got to say this because we don't see this often enough, but who's the last rapper that we've seen, to mention Roxanne Shante? Who was the last rapper that we seen go back to school?
Rapper went back to school. Not Master P.
Master P. And that was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But who have we seen lately? We really haven't seen many rappers. We've seen like Ciara went back to school. Megan Thee Stallion was finishing the school when she started out in the industry. She's been finished for a long time. But Fat Joe receives his honorary doctorate of human letters degree from Lehman College in his hometown of the Bronx.
But does that mean he went back to school, or did they give him an honorary master's? Because, you know, once you've worked in a certain industry or done things for a certain amount of time, they will award you an honorary master's and or doctorate because you've already done what you would have, you know, quote unquote, learned in school. Like you've demonstrated that you've mastered and or doctored that knowledge. I don't know if he went back to school, because if they said it's an honorary degree, I think
okay. So it might have been something that was just given to him based on the fact that he acquired enough hours in
experience and the ability to teach. And you said is in what communication? What? Oh, sorry. What did you say it was in?
A doctorate of humane letters.
I think he was talking about that in the last interview he did. Like he might have been doing some work from like some community work or some work like reforms and stuff like that. So maybe that's what got that extended to him for.
Yes. So anyway, either way, very good.
Kudos to him. Exactly.
Kudos to that brother. And so I just want to give a little bit of information about, because I see a lot of people have been asking me, but I really didn't have any information to give them, but I just got some information this morning. So Vybz Kartel had case is being obviously revisited for several different reasons, due to the fact that there's no body and there's no murder weapon. But Vybz Kartel was denied bail. The murder charge still remains after winning his appeal and overturning the conviction in March. So Jamaican dancehall legend Vybz Kartel has been denied bail. The murder charge is still looming despite him winning the appeal and overturning conviction in March 14th. At the time, Vybz Kartel, also known as Adidja Palmer, successfully won his appeal and overturned his murder conviction after being sentenced to life in 2014 for the 2011 murder of Clive Lizard Richards. Now, in this story, we know that Vybz Kartel was sentenced to murder, but they never found a weapon and they do not have a body for the said murdered person. And so he's been doing time for the last 10 years, and pretty much he was serving out a life sentence until some lawyers who just felt like this is unjust. And how could you lock a man up and you got no body and no weapon? It makes no sense. You cannot convict this man. There's not enough evidence against him. So we're going to see now what it's going to take in order for them to, this is the thing. I don't know if they can really keep him based off of what they have right now. I'm going to go through this information a little bit more, but I think they're just saying that because the acquittal, I'm not really good in the judicial terms and stuff, but because the decision that was put in, those that were there did not agree with, they're trying to get a retrial altogether. And if that happens, I don't know what's going to happen for Vybz Kartel, but this man may be looking at several millions of dollars from the judicial system for having him serve all this time. Because if they try this case again, based on today's statutes, there's no gun, there's no weapon, there's no body, and there's not really any witnesses to this situation. I want to see what's going to happen, but I'm looking at this like, I don't know what I'm looking at right now, guys. Vybz Kartel he won the appeal and overturned the conviction, but they are still trying to keep this man in jail. I don't know what do they think about this?
If you ask me, first of all, my conspiracy theory is the system is trying to get him, and every time they're like, all right, we'll let you out, but you have to join our team. And Vybz like, nah, I'm not joining your team. Back inside then until you decide you want to get down with the Illuminati. That's my conspiracy theory. That's my
because he might be one of the only people that could stop the Jamaicans from saying boom bye bye and a watawa.
Yep, they're like, yo, we need for you to help introduce this to the people. And he's like, no. And they're like, until you do, you're not getting out of jail and you're gonna continue to spend money.
Jeez. Well, on my way out, I just want to say that I'm going to post this video, and I want it to be posted to the show's page, because I feel like as people who do news, we experience so much stuff, but a famous news anchor, actually, Vanessa Welsh, she was highlighted this week because during a broadcast, she had a fly on her eye, and the fly just was stuck to her eye, and then it fell, and it actually fell in her mouth. And they said that she should get a raise for professionalism, because she chewed it and she just swallowed it, and was just like, she just got rid of the fly. I don't know where the fly went, but it was gone once it went in her mouth. And I have to say that her level of professionalism was crazy. So pretty much they're saying that she should be praised for her professionalism, and it should be called in that she should get a salary increase, because this level of, I think it's called equanimity, we aspire to. The fly went from her eye, and we know that if a fly flies in your eye while you're making a certain face, your face is supposed to stay like this. This is what our grandmamas told us. So, your grandmas be like, you better stop making that ugly face, because if a fly in your eye, your face gonna stay like that. Well, homegirl was still, and she blinked, and the fly dropped inside of her mouth. The level of professionalism that it takes to go about this, I have to say, I don't think we have as a team.
Not at all.
I would have killed it in my eye. That's the truth. It would have been fly ass all in my eye because I would have been like, ah. So on my way out, I just wanted to say shout out to all of the broadcasters out there, whether it be radio or television. I appreciate your dedication. Shout out to you and kudos to you, Queen, because you got what I don't. Hey, this is Kaya's Jambalaya. This is my piece.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Actually, it's time to ungrind those gears. Let's get into some interesting facts, tips, and a whole lot of fun with Gina the Great.
What the facts is going on? A lot. So I don't know if you guys follow this YouTube channel called Jubilee.
It sounds familiar. I feel like Abba and Preach talk about it.
Oh, maybe. So Jubilee, funny enough, I don't know if it's a co-founder or founded by, but you guys know Dwight from The Office. His real name is Rain. Yeah. He's, I guess, responsible or behind, I should say, this channel. And Jubilee is a really interesting channel because it talks about a lot of social things going on. It's very much about educating the people, both from an emotional standpoint, from a educational standpoint, and also a lot of seeing both sides. So they do a lot of, so Jubilee and Cut are two channels that I kind of follow that do that, but Jubilee does a lot of the spectrum conversation. And I say spectrum now because now everyone uses the word spectrum, but they'll do things in a room they'll put gays and non-gays or ex-gays in the same room, and then they ask them these questions to see it's kind of proving that the world's not a monolith, and just because you fall under a certain group of people, you don't all think the same, right? So just because you're all Black doesn't mean you think the same. Just because you're all in the LGBTQ, that's what it was, sorry, LGBTQA. One video, they had 10 men in the room, and they kind of just asked them what's a secret that you've never said out loud, if you will. And so they would read out that secret, and then they would ask the person in the room if they were comfortable enough to come up and speak to the secret, or basically would have to say, yeah, that's me, and talk a bit about it. And one of them is, this is not necessarily the funnest of facts, but I think it's an important fact to talk about, and it was an important thing that was raised because we always hear it from one side, but we're never hearing it from the other side. And one of the secrets was a man was essayed when he was younger, and that just spiraled his life. And with him coming up and owning up to his secret, they said the stat of 1 in 6 men are actually essayed. In that same room, though, when they mentioned it, 3 other men had been essayed as well. And that kind of means that stat in itself, that 1 to 6, in a room of 10 and 4 of you have been, even that stat is off keel. And if you go to 1in6.org/statistics, it does talk about that. And it says at least 1 in 6 men have been sexually abused and or assaulted. However, this is probably a low estimate. And they say that because a lot of men don't feel comfortable speaking about it. And what they were talking about in that episode too, is that when some of them did talk about it, they were kind of shushed to the side. So in one case, one gentleman, when he was younger, he got essayed by the church leader. And when he told his mom, and she told him oh, you can't tell anyone this, it didn't really happen, kind of put it out your mind. And as he grew older and understood their situation, is that his mom had addiction problems, and there were 3 kids, and she relied heavily on the church to support their family financially. So a lot of the food that they would get were from the church banks, and sometimes their rent was paid through the church. So she worried that if her son had outed the head of that church, she was worried that her subsidies would basically lose the benefits and it would disappear, and she wouldn't know how to fend for her family. And I'm I felt so bad for that person to be in that rock and that hard place. And even that mother taking a decision you're gonna have to take this one for the team because everyone else might have to hurt off of this, is a crazy situation to be in. The other man who came out, he went to the police station. So his thing was, he had a coworker that he was cool with who happened to be gay, and his best friend was gay too, right? So he's just he's straight, and he's been around, he's good in his sexuality, as he said, or whatever, and he's okay with being friends with gay men, which is perfectly normal. It's supposed to be that way. But one night that coworker invited him over for a party at the house. He's like, him and a couple of friends will be there. But when he got there, there was no one else. And so he was like, oh yeah, my other friends bailed on me. He's like, okay, I'll stay here for an hour. I'll probably have a beer and then just kind of leave because, there's no party anymore. But after that one beer, it kind of felt like he had 3 or 4 and he was obviously roofied. And the next day when he woke up and he couldn't understand what was going on, more and more images came back to his mind of what happened that night. And when he went to go speak to his mom, to the police, to the hospital, because actually he was the coworker brought him to the hospital because he wasn't waking up. And so they were just like, oh, you just drank too much. You just drank too much last night. And da 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 da. So when he woke up, he's just like, I think I was SA'd. They're like, no, you just drank too much. You'll be fine. Drink these liquids. You'll be fine. Then he went to the cops and it was the same thing. So I know this is a heavy what the facts, but I think it's an important, that statistic of 1 in 6 men have been sexually abused or assaulted, whether they're in childhood or as adults. Again, I think it's that number is erroneous. I think it's more than that. And I think we have to start having more honest conversations where we have to start having safer spaces for our men to come out with this, and we have to start believing them about it. Otherwise, you're just propagating a lot of issues because a lot of them had talked about how they became deviants from the law. One was in and out of jail. The other one started substance abuses and stuff like that. And I think it's an important thing that I want to call out today on facts.
Yeah, definitely a heavy one, but really important to talk about because there's a lot of men that go through it and they just never talk about it. And it's a shame, when you spoke about being the guy being roofied and whatnot, I feel like what that does is it helps to create that divide between the straight people and gay people, so to speak. Because then, then they're like, you see, that's why you can't be friends with homosexuals. They're trying to get you, right?
Exactly.
And he had said it. He's just like, that situation unfortunately affected his best friend, his relationship with his best friend who was gay, where he knows he's not that person, but his mind association, he can't help it. And he's like, he would love to get back that relationship, but he stepped away from his best friend who was gay because of his situation. And then take that and put it in anything. One person's going to have a bad experience with a Black person and they'll be like, oh, I hate the Blacks.
Mm-hmm.
You have one bad experience with, the church, and then you hate everyone who's religious. There's all these things that can occur that, and I think this is that we're in the era of denouncement. We are in the era of truth. All these things happening with Puffy and all these different people, y'all ain't safe. You demons and devils, y'all ain't safe in these streets right now. So speak up.
Amen.
Expose them. I believe it. So my mother and I had a conversation a while ago, and she says, this scenario happened, and they were like, oh, she's like, we should tell, we should put this stuff online. And Mama says, we came up in an age where, things didn't really happen like that. I said, yeah, but that's why in your day and age, the family molester got to sit at Christmas dinner with everybody else, and everybody just sat close-lipped. But we're in a time now, this is how we believe that you fix people. You want to fix them? Expose them straight, tell it. Don't let anybody victimize you, and don't tell. Tell right away. If you're not sure if it's abuse, if it's SA or not, still tell. And then maybe somebody can help you gain clarity on the situation. Tell someone that you can trust, because this is true. This is real right now. A lot of people have gotten away with a lot just because you don't know that you can express yourself and that you're going to be validated. So in this day and age, we know that the way to make these things get help, because you don't know who else would have experienced it. So tell. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. Tell it.
Absolutely. I love that. So to flip the switch, I came across so this is my motivational quote, if you will. I came across a post where a woman was kind of just saying, she's like, what is the alarm going on over there?
It's good. They do work outside, so every time my video cameras outside rattle, it's like somebody's touching the cameras, and then so the box inside goes off. Yeah.
All right.
But then it takes too long to go disconnect the cameras. By that time, the show's done. So I'm kind of in a limbo spot.
All right. Well, yes. So on this post, it was a young 30-year-old, and she said she kind of gave some advice she's like, now that I'm 30, I want to give advice to like my 20-year-olds. And I thought it was really cute. I thought it was good. I thought it was empowering. And I really loved the comments that came through that thread. So I was going to share a few things of people giving advice to their not their younger selves, but to the younger women coming up. And so one said, over 50 here, trust girl code, look out for each other, compliment each other, don't shortchange yourself, don't spend every penny you get, save more, drink your water. Yeah, drink your water for real. Set aside some alone time daily. You are beautiful. You don't need much makeup. It ages your skin. Travel. Don't go in public in your bedclothes. Make yourself presentable. Never know who you'll run into. Get a massage, spa day, mani-pedi. I loved all that. That came from a queen in her 50s. I'll say this though about don't go in public in your bedclothes, sure, but everything doesn't always have to be fully dolled up, because sometimes I get picked up in my craziest of looks. I remember one time I was painting my other place and I went to the paint spot looking a hot mess. And another guy in there, he's just like, hey, mommy, all trying to pick me up. I was like, sir, this is not the time or the place or my mental state right now.
Yo, you see what he was attracted to? Your confidence, because he's like, yo, for a woman to come out just how she is, this is what I need in my life. Yo, that's what he was attracted to. Yo, women begin to...
This girl is not going to make me wait 45 minutes for her to get out. She comes out in her PJs.
I'm not sure if that's a compliment or an insult. Someone's just like, if you are confident enough to leave your house like this, what else can you do?
I'm wearing my pajamas anyways, but when they start to talk to me, I'm going to tell them, listen, this is just today. I promise you, I'm really, really like, yeah.
And that's better.
Bougie.
No,
so another set of suggestions was stop overthinking everything, but always trust your intuition. Eating healthy and taking care of your body is important. SPF is your friend. She says she's 35 and her skin is pretty good. Now, let me say this about
SPF.
It's sunscreen. But I will say coconut oil is my sunscreen. I know people are like, oh, but won't you burn? Like, no, it has protected my skin. So I'm just saying I prefer that natural route, or find another natural sunscreen. Do that. She says slow down on the alcohol, 100%, because it's going to age you and it's going to cause all kinds of problems in your body, and acid reflux. Just don't do it. Thinking about your retirement now. If you have a passion, follow it, or at least keep at it. Meaningful relationships are so important. When dating, don't follow what you see on social media. It's a trap and it's not for real. Facts, absolutely. Don't be in a rush to have kids, and enjoy your life, travel, make memories, etc.
Amen to that last part.
This is from what? I love all this. Like, this is from where? And I want to bring it into my relationship segments I'm going to be doing with these youths coming up.
Yeah, so this was from these were comments from a post that a young 30-year-old who just turned 30 had put up, and these were the comments from it. And you know what? Here I'll share the link to the original post. I'll share that in the chat here, and then
and then we can share it. We'll share it on our page as well.
So and like, because this was like a bonus post, because she posted that and she gave some good advice, but I was like, these comments are giving life. Oh, the next one was, if nobody wants to go alone. Go to that concert, go get the coffee, go to eat alone in that place that you wanted to go for a month, do it alone. I'm a proponent of that. I got to experience life experiences because other people weren't ready, other people couldn't afford, other people didn't necessarily need to be there. When I started working like a full-time job, I was a receptionist, and you can only eat alone. Like, when everyone else is eating, you're supposed to man the phones and be at the desk, and then when everybody comes back, someone can be your backup, and then you go eat alone. So I learned to go eat alone from a long time. And movies, I'll go watch a movie alone because I don't need anybody there, because I'm not here for the people who talk during movies anyway. So if you're just going to be here for us to talk before and after, I can watch this movie alone, and I'll find out who else watched it, and we can have this whole conversation.
Right.
Yeah. So
Or you could go with me. I'll fall asleep. I've been falling asleep in the movies. Anyways, all right.
well then that's not then why?
I'm not. I just so I don't disturb you while you're watching it.
Nah, if you there, I expect you to be alert because, like, I could do this by myself, but if you're gonna be here, I want to be able to say, You see that?
Okay, so don't bring me because you look over and be like, yeah, get up.
And not just that, when the one person yawns in the theater, and you want to see if everybody else yawns. So I'm like, come on, look.
Interesting. I never considered that. Well, because when the movie is going, you shouldn't necessarily hear the yawn, but I guess psychologically, if you see it, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Other things that I came across on social media is apparently Via is going to be offering $39 tickets from Montreal to Toronto, Toronto, Montreal.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Because I do those travels. And I wanted to say that because I forgot to mention last week on my way back from Toronto, there was a delay for the train, which doesn't happen often, but it's been kind of happening more often than not in more recent years. But it was such a delay that they ended up having to change the train on us, but it was changed to the new trains. And them new trains are looking nice. Like they're pretty proper. So I like
how's the backrest? How is the backrest? Like, because I find the other ones, it's too straight up. I can't get a good sleep on. I'm too straight up.
You can recline that though, right?
Not. I guess I was in the cheap seats because there was no reclination.
Even the cheap seats recline. What are you talking about?
Then I was being
disrespected. His seat was broken.
Maybe I swear I even asked the person. I was like, I can't seem to get my seat back. It was like, no, it doesn't go back. I was like, oh.
Well, but it's the same thing like the plane, right? Like if you're in like that last row or
all right. I wish I knew. I should have asked more questions. Anyways, all right. Sorry, I'll digress, but
sure.
Good.
But I want to put this caveat because apparently like the QEW coming in from the West End into Toronto is down to 1 lane. So if you are going into Union Station and you're staying in the city, great. Those tickets are a great help. But if you are going to the West End where you have family either in Saga, Etobicoke, Oakville, Brampton, it's probably not what you want to do right now. Probably not. Because, Toronto traffic's already a problem. It's even worse now.
Wow, that's a great PSA right there.
Yeah, 100%. Because that's the thing too. When I went to go catch my train, we would have missed it had my brother not been like, "Have you been downtown recently?" Like I had to go like 3 times this week, and he almost lost his mind. So they put me on the Oakville train to go down to Union Station, and that got me down there in 45 minutes, no traffic. So I did passes every 15 minutes. That wasn't so bad.
Shut up.
I have a question for you guys because my next cook day, we're doing Caribbean food. And I don't want to do things that I already do. So I cook a lot of Haitian. I've cooked a lot of Haitian food. I've cooked a lot of Trini food. And I seen a post that asked people like what were their 5 Caribbean foods, their 5 favorite Caribbean foods. And I'm trying to get some inspiration. So I'm asking you guys, what are your 5 favorite Caribbean dishes?
You know how to make callaloo?
Yeah, but I don't really like the callaloo. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm more of a Jamaican callaloo type of person.
You mean so the chunky one with all kind of stuff in it still? Not blend up good? Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't want it blend up. No, thank you. I don't want okra in there.
Okay. So
I like
as far as the Jamaican, do you want to add Jamaican? But I know that you don't eat meat, right? So.
But I will vegetarian or veganize anything. So
this is already veganized. So what you could do is jerk jackfruit.
Okay.
Jerk jackfruit is amazing, but you can make a Jamaican style jerk jackfruit taco or a jerk jackfruit bami. And put the jerk jackfruit and stuff a bami with it, or take a fritas or a fried dumpling and stuff it with the jerk jackfruit. That would be amazing.
I'm not gonna lie though, I also want to come out of that Trini, Jamaican, and Haitian thing. You know what? I did ask you guys what your 5 favorite are, and I know that I'm risking hearing basically just Trini, Jamaican, or
ackee and saltfish.
Yeah. Well,
I was just waiting for Gina to stop because I'm like, yo, bacon saltfish is my second. Saltfish bolja, if I'm gonna be specific.
bolja.
So, right.
I've bolja before. I just not with saltfish. So I use chickpea when I bolja, but yeah.
Obviously roti is another one of my favorites. And I'm good with roti with the peas inside too. So like I could do a bus up shot with everything, but I could also take another roti.
With a dal.
And for sure provision, but I think provision is universal across all Caribbeans. Hard food, cassava, dasheen, fig, plantain, sweet potato, yam, edos. You guys know. Put out all that. That's just, it helps to keep you strong, keeps you healthy. You know what I mean? Keeps you just doing the daggone work. Okay, I think those are my favorite right there. I don't think I have anything else.
And a good curry conch.
Boiled dumpling and crab. Oh my goodness, how can I forget that? How can I? And that's curry crab. Boiled dumpling and curry crab. Jesus Christ! Okay. All right.
It gets religious. It gets religious when we start talking about food. Well, Hungry Belly host.
Right, trust me.
That's our next segment. We're gonna do Hungry Belly host, and we're gonna yam down some food and show you guys what we had to.
Yes.
Well, and also Kaya, I know you gave me a suggestion for vegetarian, but what are your favorites? Because now you said curry conch.
So the truth is that, you know, I'm a big girl, but I have a very hard time with food. So in the Caribbean, I've had some things that I felt like, oh, this is, you know, really good. But then, you know, it's because I'm starving. I like the fruits there and stuff, but I'm not, I have a hard time with cultural food. That's the truth.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I have a hard time because, you know, the jerk chicken that we make here, how we season it up and cook it. When you get jerk chicken in Jamaica, it don't taste like that. It tastes like gentrified chicken. It's like, first of all, there's no jerk on this.
Oh.
What is this? And what is this red stuff you're putting on here? They're like, it's ketchup. I'm like, this is plum sauce. So I'm like, you guys, this is not it. So I'd have to say that in the Caribbean, I stick to what you're supposed to eat there. You're supposed to eat they say of the land and sea. So I'm going to eat ackee. I'm going to eat saltfish. I'm going to eat conch, lobster. I'm going to eat those types of things, but I'm not fond of the meats.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not fond of the meats.
If I were to call it now,
you don't eat no wild meat? No. Iguana that's just running down the street became a victim?
I would eat the iguana before I went and sought out some oxtail. That's the truth.
All right. Okay.
I'm really not that. I'm not a meat girl when it comes to like those places.
At the rate that the world eats chicken, it is so problematic. It's insane. But and
I don't even think it's chicken anymore. So,
but I tried ackee and I really don't like it. So I'm not an ackee person. I'm just saying, I don't care. I don't care.
No ackee?
Yeah, no, fight me. I don't like it.
Really? My condolences.
I mean, don't condolence me. Don't condolence me. Condolence those who have to eat it. Ew.
Don't yuck my yum. Do not yuck my yum. Right. Sorry, I had to use that. The Gen Z say it. Don't yuck my yum. No, what are these ones? What are these last ones that are all politically correct with their names?
I don't even know.
Yeah,
are they Gen Zs?
Yeah, I think it's Z.
Yeah, these damn Zs. Oh, don't yuck my yum. Don't ick my something. My it. Yeah. I'm sorry, I had to use it.
I hear you, but
I had to use it.
If I'm talking about faves, for sure, rice and peas is what I could eat till the day I die. High key. I am a bus up shot in curry all day for sure, but I'm a bus up shot. I prefer style, to be honest. And like a stew bean. Give me a proper stew bean. I had one in Bahamas one time, and they basically, in an aluminum foil over a fire, they put some plantain, some stew beans, some tomato, onion, whatever, all that good garlic in there. Whew, if I could go back. I'm about to build me a fire.
Mm.
But thank you for that. That gave me some inspiration. I'll let you know how that goes. We're doing it at the end of the month in June. And so I'm going to try to do a bit of a Caribbean fusion there. Okay, let's get into trivia. It's a shorter one because I think we've had pretty much, we had a longer day. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 trivia questions for you, and then I have like just 3 random facts that I'll give at the end of that. Are we ready?
Kaya, I hope you're ready to go down, Kaya. I have to redeem myself. My children have been listening.
They have. It's not a music one this week because blowouts are wild, and
you just made it too easy for me. So let's go.
Like it's not fun when it's a full blowout, you know?
Yeah, it's just not. Who are you telling? Jesus Christ.
Okay. So, what is the more commonly known name of Octothorpe?
What?
What is the more commonly what? He said. What is the more commonly known name of a symbol that is called Octothorpe? Now, Octothorpe. I'll give you a little bit more on what Octothorpe is. Octo is the prefix refers to 8 points on the popular symbol, but Thorpe remains a mystery. One theory claims that it comes from the Old English word from village, based on the idea that the symbol looks like a village surrounded by 8 fields.
Nah.
Damn. Yeah, I'm thinking, man, sports.
Another thing is that this generation calls it one word, but if you've had a old school phone, you would call if you're from the generations where you had a phone that you actually had to pick up with a landline, you call it something else.
Oh,
I know.
That you have to pick up from a landline. What's it called?
On a phone?
On a phone.
Hashtag?
Yes, Kaya.
Oh my God. I don't know.
Yeah. Because the points on it is 8.
Yep. Okay, so a chef's hat has 100 folds in it. What do those 100 folds represent?
Say that again, sorry.
So a chef's hat, it has 100 folds.
Pleats.
No, okay, please. I'll re-ask the question.
Yes, that's what they are. What does it represent though?
So a chef's hat has 100 folds, and it represents 100 ways to cook what?
100 ways to cook dough.
Kaya says dough. Farrah, do you want to?
I say potatoes.
100 ways to cook potatoes. Those are 2 very good answers, but it's actually 100 ways to cook an egg.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
So,
I will. Okay.
All right.
Bonus point.
Because the hat looks like a big white egg.
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't curve at the top. It's just a cylinder. It is a cylinder.
Can I use this opportunity to just plug in a shameless plug?
Pardon me?
Just, the OFC, we have free farm eggs available for anybody who's interested, like the ones who are coming straight from the chickens from the retreat. It's 6 for $5 or a dozen for $9. Just holler at your boy. Okay, sorry.
Awesome.
I digress.
Awesome. Okay, like that. That's how you're supposed to eat foods, by the way.
Kaya, why do you look so perplexed over there? I was like,
I'm doing math. I'm like, did you just say $9 for a dozen of eggs?
Yeah, I did. I
give
said
me some
6
chickens. I need 2 chickens.
Yeah. It's a good, especially because these are some good quality eggs. They're coming out big.
They're the best eggs ever.
Organic eggs cost that much in the grocery store.
You guys go OFC link. Just search eggs, and you'll find. You'll just order from there. OFClink.com. You're welcome. All right.
Awesome. Now, are we ready for the bonus point? I'm going to explain how this is going to go. Okay, we want order here. You will get a bonus point if you can name 5 distinct ways to cook an egg. Now, for this to be fair, I'm gonna let you guys go one time, one each, and you cannot repeat what someone else says. So Kaya, you'll go, and then Pharaoh, and I'm gonna need you guys to name 5 distinct ways to cook an egg. Kaya.
Okay.
I'm going to start with my first way. Oh, once over easy.
Over easy. Pharaoh.
Boiled.
Kaya.
Eggs Benedict.
Benedict. Pharaoh.
Scrambled.
Kaya.
An omelet.
Pharaoh.
Damn it, that was where I was going. Did you say over easy?
She did.
Already?
Yep.
She said over easy?
Mhm.
So then cracked yolk, well done. Is that yeah, you know you crack the yellow part and you make it
Over hard. Okay.
over hard. Thank you. Good.
Kaya.
I'm going to say quiche.
Yep. Pharaoh.
What did we already say a poached egg? Did we say that one already?
Didn't say
No.
poached.
Okay, great. All right.
Kaya.
I'm going to say, oh man, I don't know the name, but wait, I know the name. It's okay. I'm gonna make deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs. All right.
Ooh, damn, it's a good one.
All right.
Can I say raw egg in a glass? Like, let me just delicious raw egg.
No, because this is how to cook an. That's not cooking.
What?
I'm gonna give you another
You're
chance.
right.
Give me another one.
No, that's not true because preparation does not mean cook.
No, but the fold. No. But the folds are 100 ways how to cook an egg is what I asked.
Okay.
No, the folds are 100 ways to prepare eggs.
Nope, it's how to cook an egg.
You sure? You sure, Gina?
What the facts stated. Now I need to know one. Give me one more way.
How many am I at? Am I at 4 right now? I'm just missing 1?
Yeah, Kaya got the bonus point. If you want yours, I need one distinct way on how to cook an egg.
Now Kaya said omelet. Can we specify?
No.
Man, this is so Virgo. This is so Virgo right now, yo.
So you're saying it can't be a different kind of omelet? My God, hold on.
He wanted to put the raw.
Yeah, I said the raw egg was a good idea.
2.
Wait, did I say egg McMuffin? Does that count? Egg McMuffin?
No,
No, that doesn't count. It doesn't count. What? Yo, you're discriminating. Anyways, go ahead.
I gave you more than one.
Can I give his egg?
No, because you got your point, and I'm not giving him any bonus points. It's too late.
No, but I want to know. Give it to me, Kaya.
But here are some more. You could have said baked, fried, basted, pickled.
I did say fried.
You didn't say fried.
Well, when you break the yolk, isn't the egg fried?
Yeah, he saying dry fried egg.
It's when you break it and it's well done. That's over hard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought it was a fried egg. Damn.
No, Jamaicans call it. Yeah, Caribbean people call it dry fried egg.
But so even if
fried dry egg,
whether that's fried or over hard, that's still just one. You still didn't get a distinct fifth. So.
Yeah.
Souffle, frittata. All those are all told. Those are all ways that you can. Like I said, there's 100.
I've never had any of those ways in my life. I've never had any of those ways. That's what the problem is. I need to expand my
poached, baked.
Yeah.
Egg, I think
I need to live. I need to live. I'm clearly not living. That's what my problem is.
Souffles. Well, so we have 2-0 so far.
Are you okay over there? Okay.
All right. Closest answer wins. How long was the longest wedding veil recorded in Guinness World Records? Give it to me in
115 feet.
115 feet, says Pharaoh. What do you
Not the train, right? You're talking about the veil.
The veil. No, the train of the veil.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Picturing the veil going right. Train, whatever it's
So the
called.
train
That
is
thing behind.
the veil. It has a train, so it's still the veil. So how long has been the longest veil?
Okay, not the train of the dress, the veil.
No, not the train of the dress, the veil. So Pharaoh said 115 feet. Kaya, what do you say?
I'm not sure if I know what I'm talking about anymore. What's the difference between like you're not talking about that
The
thing that
headpiece.
drags?
The veil is the headpiece.
Yeah.
Not the train of the dress. Not the train of the dress.
No, Pharaoh, you're thinking right. It's the thing you put on your head and it trails. Kaya, I need a distance. I need a number.
I'm gonna say for a veil, I'm gonna say 45 feet.
45 feet. So according to the Guinness World Records for the longest wedding veil, it was nearly the length of 63.5 football fields, so 23,000 feet.
Stop it right now. Stop it.
Tell me you're rich, filthy, stinking rich without telling me that you're filthy, stinking rich.
Yeah.
That like,
and most people think
those materials are not cheap.
They're not, but most people thought it was Meghan Markle's wedding. Apparently she had a really, really long veil, but no, the veil is nearly 23,000 feet long.
but who did this? Who's this bride? What country? What I need more. I need more black, white.
Well, I'm glad this intrigues you. This is the purpose of trivia. It allows you to go and find out more. What confection means Mars and Murray?
Marzipan.
Kai says marzipan. Pharaoh, do you have an answer? I don't know, but I'll take the silence as a no. It's actually M&M. So M&M for Mars and Murray. So Forrest Mars, who's the son of the Mars Company founder, which was first spotted in British confection Smarties during the Spanish Civil War, and noticed that the candy shell prevented the chocolate from melting. So he teamed up with Bruce Murray, the son of Hershey Chocolate's president, and the company later trademarked the "melt in your mouth, not in your hand" slogan for M&Ms.
I'm impressed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm impressed. That's the truth. Okay, M&M. Mars and Murray? No.
Mars and Murray. Yep.
Wow. Are those the two M&M's names?
Those are the last names of Forrest Mars and
yeah, but the two M&Ms must be them then. This is what I'm gathering. Okay, so Mars and Murray, that's so cute.
Murray.
G, you always give us the fire, G. We don't be knowing nothing. That's the truth.
So last trivia question. How far can you hear a blue whale's heartbeat?
In terms of feet, meters, inches, what are we talking?
In miles, please.
Miles?
Yes.
We can hear the blue whale's heartbeat for over 73 miles away.
73 miles, Kaya says. Pharaoh?
I'm just gonna say 150, just though Kaya's just because.
Can I change my number?
Oh, closest number wins. And maybe you guys just took on too much on that veil. Because the heartbeat
can be heard for 5 feet away. 5 feet.
The heartbeat in the whale's body. It's still miles, so it's more than feet. But in the world's largest animal's heartbeat weighs around 400 pounds, which is approximately the size of a small piano, and you can hear it by 2 miles away, as far as 2 miles away.
Wow, that's beautiful. So I was still close.
2 miles?
Yes. So Kaya
2 miles? That's a weak heart, first of all.
Oh my gosh.
2 miles? You can't even hear your heart that's right there in you. You gotta close one ear and put pressure on your temple to hear your heartbeat.
I'm gonna tell you something. As a Gemini, I can tell you that right now he is on his Virgo stuff hardcore, yo.
Yeah. So Kaya.
Oh, whatever. Yeah.
To Pharaoh's one. So congratulations on that. At least it wasn't a full blowout, but as I
Wait, I thought you said it was 5 questions. Was that 4 questions?
No, it was 5, but you know, when you're not ready and prepared, and when you don't sit on ready and your phone cuts off, you lose the 4th question.
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
You weren't here.
You guys,
we should have stopped.
You guys
though.
are
We should
conspiring
have
for-
stopped. We didn't know
you
if you were
guys
coming
are
back.
conspiring for my. You're conspiring for my demise. Go ahead.
No,
Okay.
you've been having technical issues all day. We did not know if this was the time when you had to go, so we just kept going.
So
That's true. We got a hard stop. Let's keep going.
The show must go on.
M&M means Mars and Murray. 3 fun facts, or 3 random facts. The odds of getting a royal flush are exactly 1 in 649,740. So all those movies where you keep seeing people getting royal flushes, that ain't real. Don't go out and turn around and think you can go gamble and play poker and get a bunch of royal flushes. The chances are really, really low. If you drive south from Detroit, you'll hit Canada. So going north from Windsor, Ontario, you'll actually cross Detroit and find yourself in the US. So there's a little curve of Canada that goes into the US. That's a little random fact there. And the 3rd random fact, there are 4 times more people who speak English as a second language than as a native one. So while more people speak English as a second language, nearly 3 times more people speak Mandarin Chinese natively. English has nearly 2 billion people learning it as a second language, whereas only 350 million people speak it natively. So those were that I wanted to share with the people. You never know what can come up in trivia at any point in time. So I hope you guys took that in. I grind, you grind, and sometimes we need to ungrind together. That's Ungrind My Gears with Gina the Great. I'd like to thank our special guest today. This episode is possible thanks to the awesome people at CKUT, the OFC, Solo Drum, and the Caribbean Curry House. Do you have any shout-outs?
So shout out to Nzinga. She had her first photo shoot, second photo shoot this past week. Big shout out to her. She did it like a champ. And you guys just continue to stay tuned to the OFC. If you need any support going through this new digital era with our youths, definitely reach out to the OFC. We're looking forward to connecting with you.
And my shout outs go to Hard Knocks Gym on Notre Dame, Uncle Herbie's gym. Shout out. I'm going to be going there and hitting up the boxing ring a little bit. So if you ever want to feel like sparring, you can hit me up there. Shout out to Uncle Herbie. Go there and get all your boxing needs because you might need it. Peace.
Yeah, especially if you cross you during your paid season, where I know you're not sharing haircuts. At first, I was like, "Oh, God, you're cutting hair now?" And you're like, "Oh no, I am sharing licks, my friend." I know you're always on one, so I was like, "Oh, you're giving haircuts in the park? No, that's a great innovation."
Yeah, sharing licks, sharing licks and stout.
That's what it do, guys. That's what it is. So we out.
Kings and queens. This was the OFC Podcast Radio with Pharaoh Hammond Freeman, Queen Kaya, and myself, Gina the Great. We're on every Thursday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on CKUT 90.3 FM. Hopefully you got your dose of entertainment, enlightenment, and empowerment. Stay blessed and highly favored.
OFC Podcast Radio.